This is the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Better. Woo! Yeah. Oh, there's the flavor. Let's go. It's the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral, BamaCentral.com. Happy Friday to you and yours. Yes, happy Friday to you and yours. It is the Joe Gaither Show. We're live in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios, just off McFarland Boulevard. We hope you come see Derek Daniel for all your insurance needs. We're going to have a lot of fun on the BamaCentral YouTube channel, the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral on Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us there. You can leave us a comment at Joe Gaither6, at MA_Woods_. For now, you can leave us a comment at BamaCentral. You can leave us a voicemail like our man Dax did, 205-462-7340, extension 800. We will get Dax's voicemail on today. We didn't do that yesterday. I just kind of ran into a whole lot of hooey, and Tuesday's audio issue kind of made me want to reset some things. So sorry, Dax, for that. We will get that on today, talking linebackers. Call and be like Dax at 205-462-7340, extension 800. With that, we welcome you into the show, and we're going to have a lot of fun with our friend Mason Woods. Follow him at MA_Woods_. We're going to talk all things Bama here in just a little bit on his show. You can also download that show, All Things Bama, on the podcast platforms. We kind of catch all the topics that we didn't get to on the Joe Gaither show. So if 5 hours isn't enough, 5 hours a week isn't enough, you can get you 5 hours and 45 minutes or so with All Things Bama. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. We're going to celebrate. We are now under 100 days. Why don't we start right there?
Boom.
Why don't we start?
It feels so good.
You know,
we're here, basically.
You snuck up on me just a hair because, you're looking at the countdown. This is Alabama football, by the way, in case you're not plugged in. You're looking at the countdown, 130, 140, 120, 125, 15, and then I see just this week, I'm like, oh, crap, it's coming. Yesterday, 100 days. And I'm like, all right, well, you got to get ready for countdown. So counting down the days, 99 days until Alabama kicks off against Florida State. I think the last thing I saw, 12 and a half points favorite for Alabama against Florida State. We'll see how that line moves. I think it's 12 and a half. Maybe it's a little more, but I think it was.
One way or another.
Regardless, as Mason looks up the line for Alabama's season opener.
Looks like 11 and a half.
11 and a half. Okay, so somebody likes Florida State just a hair. We're bringing that number down.
Bold strategy.
Yeah, let them bring it all the way down, and then let me hammer that baby.
Money.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about 99 days until Alabama kicks off against Florida State, and we'll do the cheesy, typical thing. Best 99s in Alabama history. The three I came up with last night, I'm going to pick one of them. You pick another, and then we'll keep going. We will solicit your favorite 99s. Well, obviously, Saturday, 98, 97. Monday, we'll do 96 with Theo Fernandez. I bet you Theo doesn't know a single 96 that's ever played for Alabama.
We got a good one right now, don't we? Yeah.
Tim Keenan? Right. That's probably the only one that he knows. Who is 99 on the roster right now? Have we looked at that?
I haven't even checked.
All right, as he checks, my pick is at a personal bias of Lee Tiffin. I'm picking Lee Tiffin. I know you all probably are heartbroken over the 4 or 5 missed field goals against Arkansas, but I want to remind you how he continued and ended his career. Very, very, very clutch kicker in his last year, helping Alabama win its first national championship since 1992.
Yeah, I have a memory of, obviously his time at Alabama. I was a youngster, so my memory of Lee Tiffin is that guy was awesome. One of the most clutch kickers I can recall, absolute dead nuts every time he stepped on the field.
Yeah, I was a big Lee too. Well, and personal bias is because he was the kicker of the year that I worked for the football team, and he was super cool to me. He was very nice and also good. I worked with the special teams, and he didn't treat me like a freshman kid.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate that.
We do not have a 99 on this year's roster.
Tucker Cornelius at 98.
Everybody too scared to rock the number. 99 is a good number. I think it gets underrated. That's a good number. It looks good on more than just a kicker. I think. I think some of the other players that we'll get into wore it very well.
It's a 99 is a good 99 is a good number for your generic Reebok Walmart jersey that you get, and you're like you're just wearing it on a summer day. It's a good number. It's
I like
fine.
99.
It's fine.
I think those that wore it well.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Who was your pick? Your favorite
Raekwon Davis. Raekwon Davis. It had to be Raekwon Davis, the man who got shot and played the same week. That story will live in front of my brain for the rest of my life. I will never forget it. That he is was an absolute animal. He's been solid in the NFL. Hasn't been quite as dominant as he was at Alabama, I don't think, but he's fantastic when he was here wearing the crimson and white. That's probably my personal favorite 99. That was, right around the time I was kind of like high school, early college, really, really watching super intensely and going to a lot of games and things. So got to see Raekwon Davis in action a pretty good bit.
All right, who's this on 3? Oh, Clint. Oh, great. Clint did this, I guess, a year ago, and his pick was Raekwon Davis as well. Runner up was the third man on our list, Josh Chapman.
Also solid player.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. National champion.
Yeah, national champion Josh Chapman. Respect him.
He gets also you got Brandon Ivory is another 99. He said, we'll see if sophomore Isaiah Hastings can eventually climb in that. He could not. Isaiah Hastings transferred to Missouri, right?
I think that
I got you right here. Yeah. I got you right here. Isaiah Hastings. Where did you?
I guess everybody's too scared to wear the 99. Nobody likes it, I guess.
Syracuse.
Okay. Yeah, just it was a journalism school. That's what it was.
He wanted to make sure that he followed the Mike Tirico path.
Yeah, had to go get his sports media degree. But yeah, I guess just nobody wants to rock 99 because, obviously we're struggling now to find more than the 3-4 we've mentioned. I don't think there is that many of them. I think over the history, I was looking for it last night, really having a hard time finding anybody that wore that number. I do not think it's been a very popular number throughout the history of Alabama football. Really throughout the history of football in general, I don't think there's been a ton of people who proudly rock the 99.
Is it just because it looks so full?
I think that's why I like it. 99, 88 looks good too.
I love 88.
It just really fills the jersey up, and I think that's what I like about it. 00, I think, is great.
Gross.
I love a 00.
Gross on you, Mason.
Give
Woods.
me a 00 all day.
Now I like the single 0. Deontay Lawson looked good last year.
I think you can't have both.
Right.
But you can have one or the other, and I think they're both really cool. I noticed I was watching, this is horribly off topic, but I was watching the Pacers the other night. They had a 00 and a 0. Tyrese Halliburton, I can't remember the other guy's name on the floor at the same time. You can't do that. That should be against the rules. You should not be allowed to have a 00 and a 0 on the same roster.
No.
One guy gets to be 0. That's his thing. You can't. Once one guy takes it, it's just lame if the other guy does it.
8 and 0.
But no, I like the 00. I'm really a sucker for pretty much any number that kind of fills the space. 33, I think, looks good.
30, yeah, love 33.
44 doesn't do it for me.
55
is a good one. 55.
Is it 44 Bosworth? Was he? No, he was 56.
Yeah. But yes,
55
a lot of those
55 is an ugly number.
Like
Sorry,
55.
Derek. Isn't that Derek Thomas?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of those double numbers do it for me.
Yeah,
they look good. I don't know what it is.
11 is the only good double number. That's my favorite number.
11's a good one. 11's a good one.
I got to wear 11 my senior year and made 2 or 3 plays to make myself happy.
Yeah, I think I rocked throughout 4 years of high school 3 different numbers.
They saddled me with 30 as a sophomore.
30's a bad one.
As a sophomore safety edge like linebacker.
30's
I'm like, I don't know about this one. As soon as 11 opened up, I said, "Can we do a swap here?"
I think I started when I was 68. Rocked 52 for a bit. I want to say I finished at 66. We had 3 new, we got new uniforms a couple times, and they never let us pick. It was always just, all right, Mace, this is the one that fits you.
Oh no! All right, so let's get into some real football. That's fun. Memories, remembering Lee Tiffin, Josh Chapman, Raekwon Davis. You shoot yourself in the leg,
dude.
And then it was against Florida State, right? 2017.
I think it was.
Yeah, so knock on wood, we don't need any gun incidents anywhere, anytime. But fellas,
hit by a stray bullet outside of a bar in Tuscaloosa.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that was right before they played Florida State.
Horrible.
Crazy, man.
Leave your guns at home if you're going to the bars, please.
Yeah, it's just, man, what are we doing? Trust me, they got plenty of cops down there that'll handle it for you.
I dropped off our man Theo last night late after, and he lives right on the strip, and the strip was virtually empty except for police presence. Which is fine.
I guess I understand.
That might have sounded like I was saying bad, but no, that's fine.
I guess we see the evidence as to why they are there, and they maybe should be there because of previous incidents we've had that we've discussed a lot on this show. But yeah, it is crazy it's very jarring when you go down there and you're like, is it really? I mean, like, they got they're set up in that Publix parking lot like they run the place.
I think I'd rather it be that way.
No, I would. Look,
I'd rather it be that way.
I think hopefully that is quelling any more issues that we could have had in this time that since they started doing it.
I'll tell you,
but it is jarring to see
that I walk home from a football game, which it hasn't happened very often lately, but their presence makes me walk very proudly. No, that's not the right word. Confidently. That's the right word. Confidently through the strip, because I know that if somebody gives me a shove or something happens, they're going to be right there because they're all over it.
Sure.
And so compliments to you, TPD, for doing that. Let's shift gears and keep it on the football train and talk about Bill Connelly. Bill Connelly puts out his post-spring practice rankings.
Is that what it is? Is it just spring post plus?
Maybe. We're trying to figure out what this SP Plus means. ESPN's SP Plus rankings are based off three factors: returning production, recent recruiting history, and recent history. Connelly does give a pretty good little in-depth of what each thing is about and how they're weighted. But let's look at it. Going into the 2025 season. You want to go 25-1?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, actually, holy smokes. Bill Connelly has it. Who's the worst team on this list? A 136.
Oh, wow.
We're not going all the way to 130. We're not going 136-1, but who is the bottom feeder?
Who's the newest? Oh, man.
Nope.
It's not. Oh, I'm not.
This is a Nick Saban favorite.
Really? Georgia Southern.
Wasn't Nick Saban a Kent State graduate?
Oh, wow. The Golden Flashes.
136.
Man, oh, man. Hate that for him.
At 136, a score of negative 24.9. These scores are a combination of the three, all kind of mathematically. The returning production, recent recruiting, recent history. You see, returning production makes up 2/3 of the projection formula.
That seems valid.
Then the past few years, great. And so Kent State, 136.
You are the worst. They're going to prove some people wrong this year.
Well, I mean, shoot, if you are better than last, then yes, you are.
I mean, what is Nick Saban doing? He needs to throw some money at them. Come on, be a good alumni. Look, this is ridiculous. You got more money than you know what to do with, Coach. Help your team out.
Let's see, 25-1, number 25, the Auburn Tigers. Ooh. Auburn, Louisville, Indiana, Arizona State, Missouri, SMU, Illinois, Kansas State. All right, here we go. 17, South Carolina. 16, Oklahoma. 15, Texas A&M. 14, Florida, Tennessee, Miami, Ole Miss, Michigan. Number 9, LSU. 8, Clemson. 7, Oregon. 6, Notre Dame. 5, Texas. 4, Georgia. 3, Penn State. And 2, Alabama. And 1, Ohio State. So Alabama in your top 5, number 2 in Bill Connelly's post-spring SP rankings. He has them 0.2 of a score higher than Penn State. So you're right there, the top 3 scores. He has them, what is that, quick math? That's 1.5. That's 1.6 ticks behind Ohio State for the top spot.
I mean, this makes sense to me. I think when you really do take into account, like you said, the 2/3 weight of the returning talent aspect of the kind of 3 categories that he takes into, the 3 factors that he takes into account here, Alabama has a ton of returning talent. Obviously, you lost your quarterback, which is a big part of how your team, operates, but you didn't lose much else anywhere. You brought back all your receivers. You brought back a lot of offensive linemen. You brought back a lot of your defense. I mean, so, I get why you have Alabama at number 2 here. I think a lot of people probably saw this and were like, Alabama isn't the second best team in the country. And it's like, that's not exactly what he's saying here. If you actually, look into it, you have to realize what he's weighting and how he's weighting everything. And I think it's I think it's a valid place to put Alabama if we are waiting returning production that much in this formula here.
Okay, I agree with you. But just to keep this spinning and and to dig into it,
Was Texas too low?
yes, Texas won, baby, won.
I mean, that's not true, but I think Texas is a top 3 probably. I know we talked about what all they lost, but like they brought a lot back too.
What I was going to say is, what if the coaching change doesn't happen last year? You don't lose Nick. I mean, it was total pie in the sky hypothetical. But what does the roster do? You got the turnover that happened right there at the spring, the extra exodus that did happen, the Caleb Downs exodus that did happen. But you retained, you held on to enough.
Sure.
If Saban doesn't leave, you have the year that you have. You're probably not 9-3.
Probably a little better than 9-3.
You're probably not 9-3. You're not losing to Vanderbilt. We'll just say that. Yeah. You're not losing to Vanderbilt. You might drop an egg on the road to Oklahoma, and you might get shell shocked at Tennessee like you did. Okay, 10-2. You're in the playoffs, and everybody's feeling hunky dory. And the transition forward to right now, the offseason that we're currently going through, this number 2 ranking would be right in line as far as recruiting, returning production, recent history.
I will say, if Nick Saban was still the coach here, there's no chance they're getting through this spring portal with nobody transferring.
Oh, heck no. Oh, no.
So I think that maybe would also take into account here, maybe dumping your returning production down a little bit.
I think that's a great point.
Saban had people transferring. I mean, it's
you lost about 20 every year.
Yeah, it became a fact of life, and we all sat here and said, "Well, this is just how it goes in college football now." Well, and we see maybe it's not how it has to go in college football. Potentially, they have figured something out that they can do now to retain these players a little more effectively than Coach Saban was able to.
Well, do you? No. Opposite.
Letting them play.
Letting them
get involved.
Letting
like they're a part of the team.
Yes. I mean, it's multifaceted. Yeah. Coach Saban's pitch was, I will get you to the NFL as fast as possible and make you much money. Right? And I'm sorry, Alabama fans, the national championship pitch really was far down the list. I mean, it's on the list, but it's down the list. You will be an NFL prospect. You will be developed. We will get you to the next level kind of thing.
Yep.
So no wonder jokers are transferring. I'm not playing.
Sure.
DeBoer, in the year that I've been covering it, I think the NFL pitch is there. Absolutely. Like, come on, we're not stupid. Like, that's that.
Yeah.
But I don't know that Coach DeBoer treats the team and treats the program as much of a business as Nick Saban did.
Yeah.
I don't really want to say I don't want to say like Coach DeBoer doesn't care. He absolutely cares, man. Winning, yes, he's invested all in. I mean, that is his business.
Yeah.
But I don't think Coach Saban treated the players like a commodity. I know a lot of people do, but it was a means to an end. Alabama is a means to an end.
Yeah,
right?
It's just a stepping stone kind of.
And in the last year, I mean, we lost a player. We lost a player in the transfer portal this year, right? Not the spring window, in the window, Mason. I don't know if you heard the story, but this story hit you like, hit me real. What did Coach DeBoer talk about for the last 12 months in the program? Being a good man, being a good father, doing the right thing, being kind, of total wellness. Sure. And so player X goes to coach after the season. Coach, I love it here. I got more eligibility. I'm getting playing time. I've got eligibility. I love it here. But you've been talking about fatherhood and you've been talking about family. I think I need to transfer closer to my kid. and so what does DeBoer say? I'm glad you're learning the lessons. Let's find what I'm told is he says, let's facilitate the right path for you to get you closer to your kid. Now, that may just be one story. But I'm taking from that, look, it's about getting to the NFL, making these guys money. Keelan Russell's not coming here unless he thinks that Kalen DeBoer can turn him in to Michael Penix, first-round draft pick. but I just think that the angle for Coach DeBoer is a little bit different, a little bit deeper.
This is not going to sound exactly like, it's probably going to sound a little too harsh, but it feels like there's just a bit more humanity in it. I think there obviously was humanity with what Nick Saban did. I think he very much cared about these players. He loved each and every one of them like they were his own children.
It's a different touch,
but it's just a little different feel that DeBoer has.
And so I think that feel, Coach Saban, 1, 2 greatest football coach ever. You argue with Coach Bryant all you want, whatever. I'm not disparaging him. I think he's an amazing motivator. But I think that Coach DeBoer's soft skills may just be a little more effective. And I think that, you talk about the no transfer portal. I think that is a huge factor. So, all right, back to this number two ranking, because I think there's a lot to get into with this. Specifically, okay, defense returning production. Are you looking at the ESPN article, or are you looking at the BamaCentral? Because I have a question here. He's got okay, no, this makes sense. Alabama has the fifth most returning production on offense and the 5th most returning production on defense. Texas has the most returning production on defense. Let's see, they have the 17th most production returning on offense. That makes perfect sense. You're losing all kinds of stuff. Ohio State, number 2 returning production on defense. Man, I thought Alabama was going to be 1 or 2 in this category on defense, but 5 it is. I'll trust you, Bill Connolly. Yesterday in the press box, I guess I wrote this, had you write this as a note, but this is perfect right here. I'm getting another writer asking me about the football team and asking me about the expectations, and they're sky high. Is my answer. He said, well, what do you think some weaknesses are? I was like, you got to figure out quarterback. And then he goes, I think their defense is going to have some issues this year. And I'm trying to be respectful. I don't know you. I don't know you. I've just met you. Okay. Yeah. No, maybe.
Explain.
And he goes, the secondary, got to clean up some things in the secondary. And I was like, oh, okay. Mason, the defense is going to be the crown jewel, right?
As far as I see it, I mean,
that's the engine. That's the bedrock.
I believe that to be the case. I think this defense is going to carry this team very far. I like you said, I don't know the guy. Maybe he saw some things I haven't seen. But
young guy, I think he was just trying to be nice and make some conversation.
Man,
honestly,
I don't.
I would not have a conversation about that person's football team because I'm not covering it like that.
I think you are absolutely right. I think this defense will be what everybody looks to with this Alabama team. It's like, oh, hey, Alabama's got that defense, bro. You got to play Alabama. Oh, they got that defense. You got to play that Alabama defense. You don't want to do that.
You're going to have to figure out how to score.
Yeah. I mean, I think the offense will be.
No, I mean them. The oppositions. I think it's going to be
Godspeed. Don't know who you're throwing to. Don't know who you're throwing over. Don't know who you're running over.
I think that the first thing that you do if you're Florida State is you get quarterback run going right off the bat, and you see
if they made these adjustments.
Can you move the defensive? Will the defensive linemen be moving laterally?
Yep.
If we can move them laterally and wear them out, maybe it's my Alabama glasses, but I am very excited about this football season. I think that it's feeling very 16-ish. It's feeling very 21-ish, except 21's defense wasn't really that good to me. I think that really the expectations should be as high as can be. I want to ask you, did you see Kalen DeBoer's quote about the players needing to take it easy during May because this summer is going to be, quote, the hardest summer they've ever had?
Yeah, I saw something. I saw a little bit of that. I didn't look at the whole quote, but I saw that bit,
Right. That was the only thing I saw. Do you think Coach Saban sees that quote and just
probably? I imagine he does, yes. Just giggles to himself. Like, you see this, Terry?
He said he's going to wear them out. They probably got stories days on days on days of players just.
Well, man, I when I was in high school, my football team, all of us went to the Nick Saban camp here, and like obviously that is nothing compared to what an Alabama practice is like. But just that alone was one of the worst things I've ever done. Like it sucked so much. It's cool I did it, neat, whatever, got a cool t-shirt. But man, that football was not for me. It was very clear. I was like, man, these kids, these guys do this.
You weren't invited to the special field with a real.
No, they didn't get a gray sticker. They had all the recruits with gray stickers in their own group on their helmets, and I had a white sticker on my helmet.
That's okay. I would have been in your white sticker group as well. All right, let's keep going here. I want to go back to the conversation we had with Katie Wyndham and the straight seedings for college football playoffs. Gone are the days. The only thing that I thought about the other day that I'm like, oh, I don't like this for any reason is now. Like the home playoff game is still fun, absolutely, but you want the bye. You want the bye in the
yeah.
We need to figure out a way to make the 4 teams that get the byes have a home playoff game, but it's too corporate. They won't let it happen.
Yeah, that also feels like just too much of it. You can't get a bye and a home game. You feel like you got to give them one or the other.
That's fair, I guess. That's true, I guess. You get the extra rest. Reading that you're going to change the calendar, just reading all kinds of stuff. Ross Dellinger basically getting you going on all the inner workings of the politics.
I know Katie had kind of said that it maybe could possibly de-incentivize winning your conference champions again, or it kind of de-incentivize conference championship. I'm curious if you think that as well. I mean, because I thought about it some. I kind of see what she's saying. I think, but I'm not really. I don't know.
No, I think that you win the conference championship, you're more likely to get that top 4 seed.
Yeah, I think you're still. I think the reason to go win it is still there.
Unless she's thinking that you should be like,
I mean, I guess
Ohio State.
I'm guessing if you're like an Arizona State though, where you're not getting a top 4 seed regardless of if you win that conference, maybe you just go out there and roll the dice and try not to get injured in the championship game. It's like, oh, we've already secured a top 12 spot. Let's just not get blown out here. I don't know. I could see maybe situations like that, I guess, where the kind of fringe teams who would be competing for their conference, like a Arizona State from last year, doesn't necessarily have any incentive to go try to win because they know they're not getting a top 4 seed anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. But if you lose, you're running the risk of bumping out.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, I think that would be a very specific case where that could happen, where you'd have to have a team that's like
5.
Yeah, and then
or 6. I don't know.
Somewhere in that like 5 to 10 range. 10 would be probably too low. Probably in that like 8, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, maybe.
See, the problem is right now at 12. What we're talking about probably doesn't happen, but at 16, at 24, at 32, at 40 teams, Matt Rule, then yes, it does happen. But you get people, playing the strategic game. But at 12, you're not doing that. You're still trying to get into that bubble. I'm glad that we got the straight seeding. It really irritated me to see only to 2026 because they haven't figured out. Katie's comment the other day: if you don't like the college football playoff, just wait.
So good, so perfect. It perfectly encapsulates the college football playoff.
Just wait and cry about it for a little bit, and it'll get changed.
Yep.
Cry louder, and it'll get changed into the format that you want. Will we see 40 teams in the college football playoff for Matt Rule?
I don't know that they'll ever. I think 24 they'll probably be where they cap out one day.
It'll never get capped.
I bet they'll cap out at 24.
We'll be playing.
You can't put more than top 25.
We'll be playing football for 12 months a year. The goodbye, women's crew. They're gonna say one sport only. This roster is 160 players. No other sports exist other than American football.
We spent $500 million on our roster.
Yes, that's what's gonna happen. The game I saw the other day. Driving home last night, just a tweet from I can't even remember it, but it was talking about NFL scheduling and just eating into other things. And the commenter was the NFL will engulf every other sport if the nation continues to let it. Yeah. He said they're going to let high school and college football survive for pipeline purposes. We're going to be playing football for 12 months a year. We're going to get 1 month. What is May the non-football? June.
I'd probably be all right with football year round. It feels good football. I'm not watching the UFL.
Yeah. When's the last time the UFL has been on my TV?
It has
2 years ago.
Yeah, it hasn't been on my TV.
I'm sorry, Birmingham Stallions. Aren't they in the playoffs? And now they're at that stage. I think they're at the stage, and they're going for a 4.
I think they've won 3 in a row. Yeah.
All right, giddy up.
Giddy up. That's right. They got Matt Corral at quarterback. You know, that's
okay, giddy up.
Kind of fun.
Giddy up.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
They're gonna get. I mean, we'll get 16. 16's happening.
Yeah, I mean, inevitable at this point.
I would not be shocked to see
inevitable after Greg Sankey raised a stink last year about South Carolina and Alabama.
I think 24 feels like where this college football playoff ends eventually.
Well, let's see. FCS. How many do they do? Playoff. They do a 12. They do 24, don't they? I think they do. FCS playoff. North Dakota State. Yada yada yada. 12. 13. 14, Montana was a 14 seed. So it's at least 14. New Hampshire 16.
24.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, their top 8 seeds get a bye. Their top 8 seeds get a bye, and then the last round, they kind of have play-in rounds to get into the top 8 seeds.
What's the FCS regular season? Is it the same amount of games?
Let's see. UT Chattanooga. UTC football schedule. We can find out real quick. I think it is the same amount of games. Are they playing earlier?
Looks like 12 games. Oh, wait, no. This says FCS moving toward 12 games
1, 2, 3,
in
4,
2026.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 games on UTC's schedule this year.
Weird. I'm reading this ESPN article from like 2 weeks ago. FCS teams will be allowed to play 12 regular season games every year under a Division I football championship subdivision oversight committee recommendation. The NCAA announced Tuesday that 1 game extension would go into effect in 2026. So I guess you have the option to play up to 12 games, and now I don't know. I guess this is confusing.
There are 2, 4.
Okay, here we go.
6,
Current legislation
8,
permits 12 regular season games in years where there's 14 Saturdays from the first permissible playing date through the last playing date in November. In all other years, only 11 regular season games are permitted. So it's like this hyper specific. If the season falls within this certain parameter of dates, you get a 12th game.
North Dakota State has 12 games on their schedule as well, starting Saturday, August 30th, going all the way to the 22nd. Now, are these all bye weeks? That's my next question. The 30th, the 6th, the 13th, the 27th, the 4th. No bye weeks yet. 11, 18, 25. There's you go. They got a bye week on Halloween. 1st, 8th, 15th. 1 bye week, 12 games. Would you trade? No, I'm keeping my double bye week. I'm keeping my double bye week, and let's keep this thing at 12, please.
Yeah, please. That's what
I was telling my girlfriend the other day. We were talking about fall. I was like, well, last year we went to 2 bye weeks. It's going to be helpful for everything.
So nice. I love 2 bye weeks.
It's going to be hell. The NFL needs to do that.
Yes.
The NFL and their 17. Like, we were on our Bears show complaining about an early bye week. And I'm just like, why is there not, hey, you get a bye week in for between weeks 3 and 10, and then you get another bye week between week 12 and 17 at some point. Let's just
something like that.
Jumble the math up and throw it in the schedule bot and let it go.
I guarantee it can figure it out.
Dude, yes. And you get an extra week of football, Goodell. You get an extra week of degeneracy on the TV. Yeah.
I don't, because like that's
the easiest way to squeeze. You know, they keep going 18 regular season games.
Yeah.
Like, that's the easiest way to not force the players into anything and also get your way.
Yeah. Yeah, you bring up a good, because like it's not even about losing money really at that point, because there is still so much content surrounding the NFL. You throw an extra bye week in there. That's just another show that talks about your league for an hour. That's just
for another
50
week
more podcasts that talk about your show for like it's not even that you're losing out. It's not. There's no concern of like, well, if we don't play, they're gonna forget about the NFL. It's ridiculous.
When the Bears are off, the Lions play. Like, they do a good job.
Yeah. The NFLPA needs to really push harder for an extra bye week.
I'll tell you this, though. These changes, they turn me off in the sport.
That was what the NFL they gave up the extra bye week in favor of not testing for marijuana now. Isn't that what it was?
I think you're right.
I believe that's what the compromise was.
Oh, great. Good compromise, guys.
That's so crazy. All these rich dangling that in front of their faces like, hey, buddy, we'll let you do this. You just got to put your body on the line for another week a year. Like, that's crazy.
If you're not a user, I'd be like, Billy, I'm not over here smoking this.
I'd be so mad at those dudes.
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that's a crazy compromise.
That is insane to me. Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
I mean, it goes, I've heard several former players that are not involved with the NFLPA talk about how they're all just in bed with the owners anyway. I think that's a pretty good example of that.
Oh, I like this thought. Let's look at this. 25 college football's best 25 players that are not quarterbacks. This is from who?
Caleb Downs, number 1.
Adam Rittenberg. Is it Downs?
No,
guess. It is not. But you're on the right team. You want to go one more?
Who am I forgetting on that team?
Other side of the ball, number 4.
Oh, Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith won the Danny Dennis Sutton, defensive end from Penn State. How many? Oh, here we go. Number 3, Ryan Williams.
Yeah, okay.
Dylan Stewart, South Carolina, 4. We love that. Caleb Downs, 5. Miss you, buddy. Jeremiah Love, 6. Dude, after the draft, I had one of my Bears buddies, we didn't draft a running back. And so as soon as the next year's mock drafts came out and it had Bears taking Jeremiah Love, I sent it to him and he's like, this is why. This is why. And I'm just like, buddy,
Jeremiah Love's a good player.
Yes, like it's fine. We didn't take a running. Like,
you're gonna be okay.
It'll be all right. Continuing, Anthony Hill is on this list. Linebacker, Texas. Well, so far, just Ryan Williams, Le'Veon Moss, running back, Texas A&M, T.J. Parker. I'm skipping a lot of these. I'm looking for the next Alabama. There's got to be more than Ryan Williams in the top 25. L.T. Overton, Damani Jackson.
Yeah,
come on, give me a Deontay. Nope, none. No wow. Deontay Lawson.
It feels disrespectful.
Disrespecting the Tide. Maybe they're not the number 2 overall team.
Strategy to disrespect the Tide.
Maybe they're not the number 2 team coming into the season.
I mean, I think I would put, if we were just actually, me and you are ranking the AP poll or whatever it is right now. Like
Ohio State 1.
Ohio State 1, Texas 2. I'm probably putting
Texas 2, Texas 3, Texas 4, Texas 5, Texas 6.
Probably Oregon or Georgia at 3. Penn State's up there, even though I think they're frauds.
Yeah,
I think I would firmly
have
Alabama at like 5.
People are really split on Drew Allard from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him play a little bit more.
Yeah, I do too. I'm not buying it yet.
People talking about his wide receiver core last year, no separation, so he's thrown into just junk windows. So we'll see. We'll see if he can do a little better this year. We'll see if he can keep elevating his game.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's one of those guys where at this moment, it's either, the draft analyst guys are either like, oh, he's a first round pick, or they don't like him at all. So it's kind of just going to be totally on what kind of season he has. If he puts together a semi good season, he's probably a first round pick.
All right, Mason. I think I'm about out of my football topics. I want to just talk ancillary baseball topics with you for SEC tournament. None of these are on the field, though. It's fine. So you're fine if you didn't watch any games.
I tell you, I'm mad that Tennessee won. Didn't like seeing that come across my timeline this morning.
Yeah. Hold please.
So my name is Russ Warren, and I'm one of the owners here at Warren Tire. We started in 1961. My granddad on University Boulevard, so we've been kind of a staple here in the Tuscaloosa and the University of Alabama community since then. And so thankful to be in the third generation. And we have 2 locations now in Tuscaloosa. We're right here at the 15th Street location right now, where we just do tires, brakes, and alignments mostly here. Our university location does oil changes, engine work, air conditioning work, front end work, the whole 9 yards. And so any of our 2 locations, you can come check us out.
We appreciate Warren Tire and Auto for sponsoring the program. Please go check them out. Like Russ Warren just said, 2 great locations to serve you, University Boulevard and 15th Street, 2 really easy locations to get in and out of as well. They'll get you back on the road and back to your life. Warren Tire and Auto. So, Mason, I'm going to Hoover yesterday for Vanderbilt on SI. We're there pretty much all week. We were watching Alabama play
Missouri,
South Carolina,
Oh,
Missouri.
yes.
Yeah, it was Missouri.
Missouri,
And
yeah.
then Tennessee. Excuse me. Missouri first, 4-1. And then they gave up. Tennessee got 20 hits on Alabama.
I was watching the, looking the live updates that we were posting on Alabama Crimson Tide on SI.
It was a carousel.
Hit, another hit. Oh, a third hit. Oh, this guy, and this time a runner score. And it's just like one after another.
It was a carousel.
That was tough.
So the first game against Missouri was 2 hours and 40 minutes. Just bam, 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 41 fast. Against Tennessee, I think it was close to 5 hours.
Oh. Golly.
Just because it was so high scoring.
Just a beat down. Yeah. Alabama put up a decent.
Yeah, it was like 15 to 10.
10.
Yeah. So
It was relatively out of hand for a little bit there. It was like 13.
Well, so Tennessee got off to like a 6-1, a
Okay.
6-0 lead, and then Alabama took a 7-6 lead.
Okay.
Then Tennessee stretched out to get it to 15-6, and then Alabama scored 4 more to bring it back.
Yeah, I think I remember checking at 15-6 and being like, I really, Will Miller sold me a bill of goods. I thought they had a chance.
Well, the pitching plan didn't go how Will Miller said it would on our show. I mean, they opted not
They
to
should
go.
have listened to him.
Well, maybe. They opted not to go with Riley Quick. And coach talked about him being, coming off of Tommy John last year, wanting to make sure he's fully healthy, give him his full rest.
Valid.
Perfect.
Good on you, coach.
But then he decided to bring Zane Adams out of the bullpen, something he had not done all year. And I haven't been covering the team like Will. Will basically said the move was to start Zane Adams instead of Vinatieri. I take his word on it. Basically, you were cycling arms the entire day because it was like, who can get an out? Who can
it's
get
not a
these
great
guys
spot
out?
to be.
So they lost, but Selection Monday's coming. We will find out, I believe, on Sunday if they're hosting, though. They're telling the regionals Sunday, the rest of the field on Monday. What I want to get into is the parking at the Hoover Met.
Let me guess.
Please.
It's awful.
Well, there's plenty of it, but and the attendants are great. I'll say that. The attendants directing you where to go, getting you in and out of the parking lot, very easy.
Mm-hmm.
The patrons that go to this event are either blind, drunk, or in some sort of inebriated state. The amount of double parked cars, the amount of triple parked cars. You got guys.
They're giant trucks.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, you want to make me so mad, man. You made the decision to buy that ridiculously huge vehicle. You don't get to park like a jerk. You made your bed. Now lie in it.
Park normal. Park inside the white lines.
Oh, you want to fit into a parking spot? Buy a normal car.
Just trust me. So we've got a little media designation where we're supposed to go, and every spot's full. And every spot's full.
Yeah, I would have been losing my mind.
Every spot's full. And then I see a spot. And I said, Theo, I'm gonna squeeze us in there. Joe Gaither did not squeeze us in there because as I'm turning, this truck's double parked, and this one's right on the line, and I'm about to scratch, and ultimately find a parking spot is fine, but we keep going row after row, and Theo's pointing out they're double parked. I retweeted somebody who tweeted let's see, it's right on the top of my who do you work for? Trevor McGee. Trevor McGee works for University of Tennessee, Knoxville, JEM Sports Communication, UT Daily Beacon. I retweeted him today. Hoover Metro Met Complex, home of the elitist parking jobs. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4 different double parked cars right here in this tweet. And I think he could have probably just kept going around taking pictures.
Jail time.
People.
Jail time for these people.
The folks, can we not be considerate?
No
here?
trial, straight to prison. I'm over it. I'm over it. I hate that. So like, oh, the level of like self-entitlement there is so just off-putting to me. Really boils my blood.
And
Anybody that thinks that way.
and one of these cars is not double parked; it's quadruple parked. It's in the X of the
Big old
4
F-250 King Ranch, not a spot of mud on it, shiny chrome rims, probably.
What? I'm sorry, but like, what goes through your brain that says I can do that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
It's not something that I've ever thought myself.
Leave me a comment. No judgment. Seriously, if you're a double parker, tell me why. And I'll just try to learn from it a little bit.
I'll judge you. That's
fine. Mason will bring the judgment. I'll bring the understanding. But Mason, do parking issues drive you crazy, or which drives you crazier? These parking issues that I just alluded to, or the Vandy Whistler?
I do hate that Vandy Whistler. Which,
clap, clap, clap.
And I'll say this, as someone who does not consume much college baseball at all, I really don't see a whole lot of him. So I'm going to say parking, but I think it's just because I don't watch the Vandy Whistler much. I think if I was actively consuming college baseball content and having to deal with him, that would drive me insane.
The whole game.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that very much. I would not like that very much. Good on you, I guess, that you have your thing, man. But
absolutely. And I'll say this. It's either Vanderbilt's offense last night or the Whistler. Because Oklahoma 3 errors. They had a couple walks. I mean, they were throwing the ball all over the yard, and Vanderbilt ended up winning 6-1. Pretty dominant display.
Yeah.
My thing was the Whistler is sitting right on the dugout where they've got the microphone. And I think he's whistling at them. Yes,
he knows. You think the players like him?
No,
that would get on my nerves. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that.
Over and over. Every time they're on offense. Every time they're on offense to get into the other team's head a little bit by the 6th, 7th inning.
Yeah, no, I definitely couldn't do it if I was no. So it's when Vandy's batting or in the field?
When Vandy's batting.
Yeah, no, definitely couldn't do that. I'd be like, hey man, shut up. I'm trying to focus on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Duh, yeah, no. Oh, that's even worse to me. Do it when the other team is, because it's so distracting. It's not like do it when the other team's at the plate. Yeah. Ugh.
6th, 7th inning last night. Oklahoma fan stands up. I'm in the right field press box. So great, beautiful seat, beautiful parking, beautiful like stadium, the Hoover Met. It's a great event.
I gotta go.
Oh, it's so great. Oklahoma fan stands up. Shut the
Good on you, Oklahoma fan.
he let one fly. Shut up.
A man after my own heart. Sometimes you reach your breaking point.
I said, they've cracked.
Yo, man. I don't like any of those kind, like, what is the Jets have the fireman guy that does the thing. The Yankees have that guy that stands in right field and yells at the opposing players in the defeat. Like, any of that, I hate any of those fans who try to make that about themselves. And like, oh, I'm this fan. And it's just like, shut up, man. None of these players care about you that much. Nobody cares about you that much. You're not that important. Just go there and cheer.
Bearman's important.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Bearman with the face paint and the arms.
You know what? Caleb Williams wakes up every morning and he looks at a picture of Bearman and he says, I do it for him.
That's right. That's exactly right. Bearman is my alter ego.
Keelan Russell rolls out of bed and he looks at a picture of the Roll and Tide twins. I don't even know if they still come around anymore. You remember the two guys that used to dress in the Tide boxes?
Oh, no. Those pictures and then the two blondes that were always in there.
Yeah. I remember them too. Yeah. He's got them both side by side. He opens his medicine cabinet. It's 2 doors and he's got them open up right there. And he says right here, I do it for you too.
Nacho, Alabama. It's for you.
Oh, yeah. No, I've never been a fan of those fans. Just go there and cheer. Go there and be like everybody else, man. Don't make it about yourself. It's about what's happening on the field in front of you or the court, wherever you are.
So tomorrow, Vanderbilt is off today, so I won't be back at the Met. But I'll be up there tomorrow to watch them take on Tennessee. They almost got in 3 fights in their
yes.
in their.
This I did see that a lot.
I might have I don't know if this is unbecoming of me, maybe, but after the game, we're doing our stuff, and I said, man, I hope they fight tomorrow. Saturday. I hope they do. And like, sure, that's not.
I hope that there is I hope there's a scuffle. I don't hope that anybody gets
No,
hurt
of
or anything like that.
Of course. But drama,
yes, give me all the drama.
Drama, little hurt feelings.
Give me a kid pimping a home run, pitcher runs over there, shoves him off the base path. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. So Saturday I'll be up at
bench is clear
up there again to watch Vanderbilt in Tennessee. If you,
sorry,
no,
when was the last time that a sports fight anything happened? Like, I guess Myles Garrett hitting Mason Rudolph with the helmet, yes. But even that's kind of a one-off. Like, I just 99% of the time that you get a fight in the sporting, it is a bunch of dudes shoving each other, or a few guys holding each other back. Woof, woof, woof. Yeah, it's just a bunch of dudes acting tough.
Let me at him.
Nobody actually wants to fight each other.
I'll get him.
There's like 2 guys in the NBA right now that actually like fighting.
Well, Mason, I think that's about all I've got today. A little Alabama football, a little baseball. We're going to revisit these Olympic conversation on all things Bama. And so we hope that you join us for that. We appreciate you joining us this week. This has been the Joe Gaither Show. We've been proudly sponsored by Derek Daniels, State Farm, right here in Northport. Call Derek and his crew. 205-758-3391 for all of your insurance needs. You can find the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, and we'll be back on Monday to talk to you again on the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral and BamaCentral.com.